From my fine arts degree, I majored in sculpture and always was very tactile. So really, to come and study massage for me was a very natural progression. To be able to learn about the living human body in more depth was enormously exciting for me back then in my 20s, and also the whole aspect of starting to explore my own physical pain. Well, it was a lot smaller than now. We probably have taken over another 4 buildings since back then. It was really quite small. We didn't have the government training packages back then. It was really the practitioners who were crafting the courses that were being learned here by the students that came. My reflexology teacher, and that was how I began to come and teach here at Southern School, learning about foot reflexology in the feet and the reflex action that those reflexes have on all the different parts of the body. It's such a simple and amazing healing technique, and she was very inspiring too. If I were just practicing, I don't get the same opportunity to be involved in my own learning. And whenever you're teaching, students are always going to be asking you questions. So you need to, know what you're talking about and to be very involved from a technical point of view too, and a theoretical point of view, to be able to answer those questions. And that's what teaching does for me. It gives me the opportunity to connect more fully to what it is I'm passionate about, and then that filters into my practice. I felt like, at one level I didn't know that much. I'd been practicing for a couple of years by then and very enthusiastic in my practice. I'd seen, probably a good few hundred clients, but I didn't know everything, and so it was scary. I was scared. But at the same time, what got me over that fear was my enthusiasm to want to share what I felt I already had a gift for. Some just straight from school, still not exactly sure why they want to study massage and whether it's going to be, a complete career opportunity for them. Some who are wanting just to build on to their existing profession, and others who want a complete change, working in technical fields, but that are really wanting more contact with people and also wanting more awareness about, this thing that we live in every day, the living human body. Essentially in massage we're working mainly with the nervous system and the lymphatic system, but with reflexology you can work with all the other body systems as well. So you can work with digestion, for example, you can work with the immune system, you can work with the hormone endocrine glands. So it's a really great little toolkit for massage therapists to have with a really broad application. Probably the funniest experiences I have is always with a new group of students in reflexology who come along and begin to reveal their feet for the very first time. Well, often people do have ticklish feet and it's simply because they're not used to having their feet touched. And so many students do not feel comfortable with their feet. So it's about starting to get students comfortable with their own feet as well as others. Really embrace the learning that's here for them. It's not just an intellectual process, it's very much a whole body to experience, and I really invite the new students to coming to be a part of that. I suppose what's next for me is I'd like to do a lot more public speaking, really take my message out into the world, and I'm currently writing a book. That will be the first book that I have published, so I'm excited about that, and just continuing to be, I suppose, an inspiring educator.
That's such a thrill for an organisation to have even had somebody stay that long for 20 years and be as fresh as she is to the subject matter and fresh as she is with the students and as enthusiastic with me, a new person who's come in a completely different role. It's just a wonderful contribution that she's made to not only reflexology but to the massage community here in Victoria and probably particularly in Melbourne.